Goodbye, Jenny. Goodbye.
What? Where you going? Where you going,
I'm leaving.
Give me a kiss. Where you going?
I'm going to a hotel.
Hotel?
Yeah.
Lots of luck, honey.
Okay.
Lots of luck.
For more than 100 years, we've kept the mentally sick locked up and hidden away, where we won't have to experience their suffering. That's all changing. Mental hospitals in the United States have emptied their wards by 2/3, releasing all but the most seriously ill to come back and live among us.
Do you think that you can cope outside?
Oh, definitely.
What would it
I
take?
didn't think at first that I could cope in here. And if you can cope with this, you can cope with anything.
This broadcast is about Eddie, Elaine, Harvey, and a few others, people who are trying to cope with life on a mental ward and the choices they face when leaving for a new life on the outside.
Consistently, for the past couple of weeks, you've been coming in here and explaining to me that you feel it's unfair, no one is doing anything about your discharge.
Exactly. I mean, I want to go back to my parents. I know that would never happen as long as I live, and that's what's hurting me. But for God's sake, you understand my point. I've been through goddamn hell.
It's a cruel, lonely illness. Creedmore Psychiatric Center, a New York State mental institution. A few years ago, almost 8,000 patients were crowded in here. Now only 1,800. It's what's happening in mental hospitals all over America. A presidential commission warns us that long-term hospitalization makes patients sicker, causes permanent debilitation. That treatment in the community offers better hope, but that neighborhood mental health programs are all too few and are being starved in their infancy. That thousands of patients have been released to communities where they're not wanted. That too many return to the hospitals because of insufficient care and support. And that a growing number of us, perhaps 15%, are in need of mental care.
Is this home for you?
Home for me in the daytime.
Thank you. What is this?
This is the activity side.
How long have you been here?
I've been here since 1974, but I've been discharged in 75 and came back.
How'd you feel coming back?
Bad. Very bad. Oh, wonderful having a group. I was hoping you would have a group. This is our lovable Doris Sevens. This is the cooking group. They make like breakfasts every morning. The group starts about 10, and it's over, I would say 10:30 or 10:45. And they wash their hands, they make the food, they eat it, then they wash up, and then they leave the group. And here's where they have the woodwork right behind here. And this is our lovable Mrs. McFarley.
You know, it takes a lot to run this country, and this is the greatest country that there ever was. God created this country. He split the whole world up. And he said, here I'm putting the United States, here I'm putting Canada, and I need to sleep every once in a while, I need a siesta, so I put Mexico, South America. Take it away.
What are you doing?
Anything I feel like I'm creating something. I like to create, I don't like to tear down. Well, what we got to do with, and we got to improvise, and we got to someday, we got to knock all the slums down and kill the rats and the rabbits. Not the rabbits. If it wasn't for the rabbits, well, some human beings are like rabbits, aren't they? They like carrots, but sometimes they cook the carrots, and that takes all the vitamins out of them, you know? And it reminds me of an old song. He made the night a little brighter wherever he did go. That old lamplighter of love long ago. That's good for your headaches, 20 pounds like that. Very good. It makes you run for about... Do you know why you run? Do you know why they call a run in a stocking a run? No. Because they gotta run to the store and get another pair.
Elaine, come here, Pupsy. Come here. Elaine, what are you gonna do when you get out of here?
Well, go to Fountain House, get a job, live at Central Manor. Well, live normally again.
You can do it too, I know you can.
Yeah.
All you need is the courage.
Good luck, Elaine.
Yeah, thank you. I'm a little nervous, but I think I'm going to make it this time.
You need something to hang that around your neck.
The woman who does off at the door, Joanne Moyers, she's the treatment team leader.
Tell me about this place from your standpoint. You see a lot coming back?
Well, there are enough patients that do return because of the medication problems or because the supports in the community are not sufficient enough for them.
Does that discourage you?
No.
You just keep on.
Yeah. It's better for them to be out for a little while than to just be in here continuously. Really, even if people only last 6 months out and then come back, it's still far better.
Why is that?
To be out. Because after you're here a long time, you really can become very institutionalized. And at least if you have breaks by going out to the community, that stops that process.
When you say become institutionalized, what do you mean?
Become very dependent on the hospital, dependent on other people preparing your meals, on opening doors, on making your bed, on having a regime of when you go to the bathroom and when you eat and things like that. And that makes you
Just
very
one more hypothetical
institutionalized.
question. One more hypothetical question. If Jesus Christ was black, would they let him into the unions?
Right over here we have quiet room. It's really called secluded, but they call it quiet. We have 2 of them. But it's used for this, if a patient gets violent or upset, first the stair tries to talk them to calm them down. If that doesn't work, they're forced to give them a needle and lock them up in here till they calm down. Once the stair feels they're calmed down enough to come out, then they open the door and they let them out. But if they act up again, then they just go right back in.
There's nothing in there.
Exactly. Thanks.
That's very nice.
You know the TV you saw on Joanne? They have a TV in the male dormitory and a TV in the female dormitory. No females are allowed in the men's dormitory, and no men are allowed in the female dormitory. But who in the hell listens to orders?
Well, that's the same inside and outside.
All right, come here.
Do you ever get the feeling, I just got to get out of here?
Yeah, very often. Very often.
Where do you feel you really belong, in here or outside?
Outside, definitely. The staff still feels I'm not ready for a discharge. That's another thing that really gets me mad. Because, I should be the first one to know when I'm ready to leave. But I should know how I feel. And I feel I'm ready. In fact, I feel I'm ready to leave today. But the fact is, I have no place to go.
One of the things we hear is that when people like you leave, a lot of people mistreat them, say things and make it hard on you.
How are they going to know how is it, I look at it this way. How is the people on the outside going to know that I'm a patient in Creedmore unless I advertise or unless I start acting crazy? I act perfectly normal on the outside.
Well, you do in here, too, as far as I can tell.
You don't know me that well, Bill.
Macaroni and cheese.
Yeah, I like it. Are you gonna eat?
Yes.
Oh, good.
With you.
Beautiful. I'm honored. That's right. I'm not gonna taste soup, sweetheart.
Very good. Okay, here.
But I'd like to know,
Yeah.
as the director of the hospital, how you expect somebody to get well under these conditions.
I think that
When you bunch
institution...
chronic and acute patients together, when you bunch women and men together, it's just...
The issue of women and men together, I think, is a very healthy issue. I think if you segregate the sexes in institutions, what you get is institutional homosexuality, which is sometimes counterproductive. I think that the crowding is a problem. I think everybody should have their privacy. And these are things that we'd like to do.
I was talking about men and women using the same bathroom, using the same shower. I find it downright degrading,
Ridiculous.
and I also find it it makes me have other problems aside from what I came here.
Well, I can understand that. You see, I have certain restraints I have to work under. I have a certain budget I have to work under, certain regulations, and sometimes those impede improving the facility.
I can't even talk to you if you let this go on. I mean, I have to sit here, the first day I came here, with people grabbing my food off my tray, with people taking their clothing off in the dining room.
In the dining room in front of everybody.
And it's not the staff's fault.
No,
we have a beautiful
they're too light staff.
But there are far too many patients and far too little staff.
Yep.
And you're yelling budget. I'm yelling that it's a criminal act, because if I'd get hurt here, you'd have a class action suit that would make your hair
Well,
stand.
it'll be thrown out of court or settled before
They
that.
can no longer say that they're not aware of the program, of the problem here. I'm making you aware.
I've been aware of it.
Excuse me, sir. Do you know what motel is spelled backwards?
No, sir.
Let him.
I always feel like I'm being strangled slowly. It's like a very exquisite form of torture. Your funds are just trickle in so that you can barely manage to run the institution and keep your head above water. And you always feel like you're just fighting for air and that you just about can breathe. It's really scary. It's not just a frustration, it's a fear that you have.
Nobody can possibly know, the despair of coming into a place like this except a parent or a relative who has somebody here.
But if you didn't
Or
have
a
this
friend.
place, what would you have?
I would have nothing. And I'll tell you something. The day that I had to walk in here and walk into that building 39 and leave him here, I will never forget it. Never forget it.
All I hear is budgets. Budget is not important. My son, the other people are important. These people need help. They're going to get killed. You know how many assaults they've been there? People have been hurt. People have been almost
There was
killed.
a lovely young fella here just not too many months ago that Dr. Weiner knows of, and he killed another patient. And it's very sad, all because there wasn't enough staff. Even when they have a few, they're not doing their work. They have drunks here as attendants. They have alcoholics here, and I've seen them drunk.
These are very serious charges.
These are very serious. I'll back them up. I'll tell you
I'm
names,
sure
Dr. Weiner.
I'm sure you
you
can.
don't want the
But I'm
names
sure
right
at the
now.
same time, you know that there are some very, very dedicated and
I'll
good
give you
environments.
names. If you want names of good ones, I can run them off for you. But there's not enough. They have 66 patients on this ward, and they're all running around here. Now, I'm here a lot, Mr. Moyers. I love my son dearly. 19 years he's been here. I've had a daughter that was murdered, too, on the streets of New York. So I've had my share. I want to get action for my boy before I die.
Have you had employees about whom there have been complaints such as these, whom you were forced to keep?
Yes.
Yes.
Many?
Yes.
I'd say in the last 2 years, about 10.
Are parents expecting too much of you?
They expect a whole lot where they will not
I
take
disagree.
responsibility
I
themselves.
disagree.
See, this lady here, in the years I've known Jeff, you know what she did to Jeffrey? She rotted his teeth out.
I rotted his teeth out.
She
You mean
brings him multitudes of candy, bags and bags of candies. They come on Sundays with these big bags. They think they never eat. They stuff them, stuff them, stuff them. She can tell you.
What does that say to you, Mrs. Taylor?
What do they say? They're putting the weight on us and taking it off themselves.
May I speak from the patient's point of view? I'm familiar with most of your children. And to degrade and say hostile remarks towards the little staff that we have is a mistake on your part.
Bill,
I'm familiar with their son.
all I'm saying,
I've used the same bed.
all I'm saying is, Bill, all I'm saying is, Bill,
I'm not saying this to be mean.
Will you wait
like
a minute? Will you wait a minute?
In life.
You wait a minute.
You hush up.
No.
In life.
Bill, I see number of times Jeffrey Shapiro will walk in the bathroom.
He's perfect.
He beat him up real good last week with his shoe.
Can you prove it? All you could do is take your son's word. Jeffrey Shapiro goes in the bathroom, pisses on the floor.
One minute. I would just like to say your comment that you just made is a perfect example of cruelty. To say to him, why did he go to Mid-Hudson at this point?
He never does anything. He never
That is beside the point. That's not what he's talking about. Your comment to him at this point in time is precisely what you do to your daughter and will keep her
I don't do anything. What do I do to my
life.
What do I do to my daughter?
Every time your daughter makes a little bit of progress,
And then they want us to perform miracles.
There's no patience.
We are nothing but babysitters.
But when you have a job,
we're nothing but babysitters.
You wouldn't have a job.
We're not a policeman. We're nothing but babysitters.
That's all we are. It's tough babysitters too, believe me.
Sure.
Don't think I don't know it, Miss Taylor.
I have a mark right here on my leg where your son kicked me. Right here.
I can show you a mark on my eye where your son hit me in my eye with a shoe.
That's right.
For some of these conditions and situations, are there answers?
No, some there aren't today. And that's the hope. The hope is that there'll be answers tomorrow.
From where?
From better science.
But in the meantime?
In the meantime, they just got to wait, and that's the frustration you're seeing in these families. Because they've heard about so many other people getting better, and they say, why doesn't my kid get better? What are they doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? Which is even more frightening to them. And then what are they doing wrong? And it may be that nobody's doing anything wrong, but that they're just not getting better, and that's sad.
I have famous style of milk, grapes, oranges. I had a tuna sandwich and 2 different types of donuts.
For him?
I love him so much, Mr. Moyers. I would give my life for him. I can't go on vacation. I can't sleep nights. I hear his voice sometimes. I think they heard him.
He came home last week. He had a black eye a whole week. One of the attendants beat him up. And they said they didn't see his black eye, but I saw it. I take him home weekends. He gives me a hard time there. I mean, he burns things and my other children don't want him there. And he does wet the floor. His toilet habits are very, very bad. But I blame them because they don't care what they do. He comes home, he isn't even wearing shorts, no underwear, no shorts. I mean, how can a guy close a zipper on his fly or... I mean, he's sick. He can go into a bathroom and do a lot of damage without undershorts under his pants, really. And my children don't want to know anything of him. Well, I've seen Jeffrey. I really should have been working on it.
Your other children don't have anything to do with it?
No. No, I only have 2 left. Only my girl that was murdered. She truly loved him. She used to come. I have one boy at home. He's a teenager, and he doesn't want to put up with him. He doesn't want his friends to see him, man.
Good luck to you.
Good luck to you. You're a doll. He wants to go with me. I can't, Jeff. I have to go home. Wait a minute. What time is it? I've been here most of the day. I lost the whole day's salary. I can't keep hanging around here all the time.
I don't want him to.
He doesn't eat their supper here, right? But you have to eat, Jeff. What do you want for money
tomorrow? If you don't want money, man.
How much money? You just got, I gave you $8 Sunday, right?
I need to buy him. Give me the bag, right?
Yeah. Is he gonna eat? Are you gonna see that he eats, please? Are you gonna see that he eats? I'll be back tonight. I'll be back, I promise. I never lie to you, do I, darling? I'll be back at 8. You hear? I'm gonna make you a sandwich. I'll be back at 8 o'clock. Hold this now. I'll be back. And I never lie to you, right? If I ever lie, I'm going home and I'll be back. Here's the grapes. Don't eat candy, no sweets. Eat that. Yeah. Here's this bag. Wait.
They'll never give it to you. We wouldn't allow it. You hear what I said? I would never allow it.
All right. Go ahead, darling. I'll see you at 8 o'clock. I'll be back, sweetheart. I never lie, do I? Jeffrey, you'll see me at 8, Jeff, okay? Goodbye, darling. Oh, look at that. Look what I got waiting for me. Handsome.
We're going to have coffee.